Here we go. 10 seconds live.
You ready?
Let's go. So wait for the Skype to come through. Okay, we're live. Hello, are we live? Hello everyone, and welcome to Thursday Night Show with myself and James. It's really good to see you again. Hopefully this one can go a bit smoother than last time, and there'll be a lot more next slide please. But yeah, welcome to the Thursday show where we talk about formations, tactics, and just kind of a recap on a couple of things we'll be going through later on. But one of the things that we wanted to kind of bring up from last week was the mosaic. And just first, I think we'll say hello to a few people. Hello, Gareth. Hello, Peter. Hello, Joey. Hello, Phil. Hello, Paul. Yes. Chris Cambiasa says, "Go on, lads. Thank you very much." And Chris Hallam says, "Get the post horn gallop intro music." I don't know if that's copyrighted sort of, but that's something that we can work on later. So yeah, thanks for the suggestions as well. But for now, I would like to hand it over to James, who can explain a bit more about the fan mosaic.
So last week, as you may all know, we launched the fan mosaic. It's been completely blown away, if I'm honest. We've had over 400 photos already, Neil. I just can't believe that people have taken to this so well. So we've got over 400 photos. We're now talking to Radio Leicester, Leicester City. So just for me, just keep sending the photos in. We think it's doing really, really well. We've now set up a group so people can use that, which we'll post on 100% later. So just keep sending the photos in. We're going to make this as big as we can, and we're trying to get the right people on board to try and make sure we can make this work and make it work really well. So don't know what your thoughts on it, Neil, what you've seen so far.
Yes, I think 400, that's an amazing response. Thank you very much. Yeah, I just people, please keep sending them in of all colours, all creeds, of shirts and family members as well. So whoever you can get in, that would be really good. Paul King says, turn up your volume. So, James, are you able to turn up the volume slightly?
Me or you?
Or I think it's going through you, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the flop.
Yeah, it's on full.
Okay, cool, that's fine. Because Phil's saying it's getting no sound, but anyway, we'll continue going through this. So yeah, so the mosaic, yeah, please keep sending your photos in, spread the message. We'd love to be able to get this up on a big, huge flag and get it distributed around the COP in time for Puel. It's in time for Puel. In time
You should be banned for talk like that.
I have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, keep sending them in. It's going to be brilliant, and hopefully we can kind of top what it was last year. Paul King said he was talking to Phil. No worries. Sorry, Paul. I thought you were talking to us.
Okay.
So the first one, that should be all good for this. Next slide.
No, we're not. We're not doing next slide. Remember, I just wanted to talk to you about the Vicha walk. So we've been talking to the organisers again. For you that remember last year's walk, myself, Dipak, Neil, Lee Chappers, we were at the front of the walk. We did quite a lot of live content, quite a lot of videos. Seemed to go down quite well because we know there's a lot of foxes that couldn't make it, but it was a great turnout. Again, as you've seen online, we're doing it before the Burnley game. We know the Burnley game may get moved, but we're definitely doing it before the Burnley game. We've been talking to the organisers about doing the same again, so we're definitely involved. We're going to promote it as best we can. We're going to share it as best we can. So just want everyone to get down there, like you did last year. try and get a bigger following than last year. Not sure we'll match last year's, but just get everyone down there. Spread the word as big as you can, and we'll get everyone down there to do this walk again. And I'm sure it'll be as big as last year. And big credit to the people that were there last year, especially the organisers. They did a tremendous job. Not many people know this. It was all done in 13 days, which was a huge thing to organise in 13 days. So big credit to them. This year we've got 11 weeks, so it gives us a bit more time. But again, share it. We'll share their event as soon as possible and get it out there. And we'll be there, so we hope you guys will be there as well.
It was a great event last year, so I'll be there. I know James will be there. Phil will be there. It'll be good. It'll be a good all rounder as well. So I'm really hoping that we can. I won't say top last year because it was a special occasion last year, but we'll have the same memory as last year. So one of the things we want to point out is the Wolves game. What did you think of it? How was it? Was it as good as you thought it was going to be? The hype died down. One of the things we want to pick on is the two people. So we have Soyunchu. How do you think he played? Let me know in the comments. And Wilfred Bonny, Willy Bolly. I got that confused yesterday as well. But so for example, in that match he had 78 passes compared to 30, and Soyunchu, which me and James were both surprised at, 91% pass completion compared to 77. So 91 is just fantastic for us. For his first game, his first proper start, it's looking great. Tackle success 62%, 62%. I think Soyunchu made some great tackles as well. Some real key challenges. Blocks 0 and 1 for Bolly, and aerial battle 5 compared to Bolly's 4. So it's how do you guys think that this is going to be? How do you think Soyunchu fits into the squad? Now we've seen him for a game. I know it's only one game, but we've seen him and the partnership he's forming. But one thing I want to mention as well is how quick he was. I think if you go back to Match of the Day and you see how it, see a couple of times that, or one time specifically, I think Jota got through and he got past Ricardo and left him on his backside, and Soyunchu made an incredibly quick run. And I've not seen pace in the back line like that for such a while. He's really settling into that position, and again with pass rate completion at 91% against a strong Wolves side, and again remember they packed the middle of the field. It's going to be looking brilliant. What do you think, James?
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. Pass completion rate, I looked into this a bit further, around 91%. I know a lot of people go, well, they're all back passes and sideways passes, but there weren't. There were a lot of forward passing. He was passing into the midfield quite quickly. He was passing to the sides quickly. All in all, I don't think anyone saw this coming. Yes, we got rid of Maguire, and he slotted straight in there. He seems to have trained well over the summer. He just seems to be really good. That run you were talking about apparently was 22 miles an hour. I think Usain Bolt is 28 miles an hour. I've never seen pace at the back like that. It's something that Maguire definitely hasn't got. And I think it's good because all the Premier League teams that we see that down there, they've all got fast strikers. And Evans uses his great positional presence. He knows where the ball's going to be. And with speed like that, it's a great defence. So all in all, I think he had a great game. I know a lot of pundits outside of Leicester said that Bolly deserved man of the match because he was just a man wall against Vardy, Madders, etc. But Soyunchu was just out of this world. I've never seen a defender kind of had a great debut, a full 90-minute debut like that. He just seemed to hit the ground running, and I thought his credits due. I thought he was really, really good.
Yeah, he's hit the ground running, and I think another thing as well, he's been around the squad for about 12 months now. It's about a year since he joined. I think he joined the transfer deadline last season. So he's had a year, he's seen how the squad plays. And even players like Johnny Evans has kind of adapted to the squad. So it's quite good. And I think a lot of you are agreeing as well. So Peter Hyde said Soyunchu was great. Rob McFarlane says he's still learning, so don't get carried away. I guess so, but from what we've seen, I think we've got the right to get carried away as well. And that's kind of, we have to dream as fans, as Ranieri said. We have to keep dreaming. So I think it's looking pretty good with the partnership at the back. I think Imtiaz also says we need to see what Benkovic can do. So that will be something interesting for now. I think, but first of all, we just need to secure. We've got a standard back two that we're going to play game in, game out. Especially losing somebody as big as Maguire, and look how he's doing for Man United as well. He just looks full of energy again. But filling that position was going to be a big ask, and it could have gone a lot worse. And something I was listening to Matt Pipe when he was saying on Radio Leicester, he was going, there's going to be times we'll make mistakes, like we'll give away penalties. He'll take time to bed in. But from what he's seen and from the performance last week, it's looking really, really good. So again, we saw how good Willy Body was last week, and he was brilliant, saving the balls off the line, just kind of man marking people at position, and just kind of being a nuisance in our eyes. And yeah, he's looking really good, and he's much more. Something about Soyunchu as well is that I find that he's quite strong for quite a skinny gut. Like if you look at centre backs like Wes Morgan, for example, he's quite stocky and built and quite big, and Soyunchu's not. So I think when he's wandering around, his hair's flapping all over the place, you can kind of mistaken him for a bit of a player that could get pushed around easily. But for a few tackles he did, and for example with the aerial battles he's won more than volley, and so he's looking like a good all-round player. I think the thing we'll miss most, as we've kind of mentioned last week, was the fact that from corners we didn't convert anything. We don't really have the height as we need. So I think the main person, indeed he can get off the ground quite high. It's coming into Evans, but Evans doesn't look like he's quite hitting the ground as much as he can. But at the same time, yeah, I'm really excited for Soyunchu. And again, he's only 21, 22. He's got a lot more development to do. Scott Down says defenders need pace when we're playing out from the back, and he's got bucket loads. Yeah, perfectly said. That's exactly what we're trying to say. Especially with Brendan Rodgers' way of playing. At times I remember with Schmeichel coming out at the back, what he'd do is he'd come out quite high, so he'd push the players up the pitch, similar to what Man City do. Now, I'm not trying to compare Leicester to Man City, we're way out of their pay grade and pay from now on. But yeah, it's looking a really, really good buy and a really, really strong team. The only issue is I don't think we're creating as much as we could, and we should be doing, but that's partly down to the first game of the season, partly down to that's something Brendan Rodgers will work on, and partly because Wolves were just so strong as well.
Yeah, I just want to touch on before we have a look at the Chelsea game. We played a different formation, which I don't think I've seen them play before. Obviously, they've used it in training. Ricardo just adapted to it straight away. Was brilliant down the right hand side. I think Chilwell struggled with the formation, and he had probably one of the worst games I've seen him play. I thought he'd be bombing down the left, whipping balls in, helping Madders and Co out, but he didn't seem to kind of know where to go, whether to cut inside or go down the wing, and I think he struggled with it, whereas Ricardo did really well. And I think it shows that Vardy had 0 shots, not one shot. That's not like him. We need to try and unlock these defences. We've got Tielemans, we've got Madders the other side. Them two can unlock defences. We just need to get the ball to Vardy a bit more, I think. One good thing I did see about Vardy is when he was running, he was taking 2 defenders with him. Even when he wasn't running towards the goal, running towards the corner flag, he was taking 2 with him, which is great positional play because it draws players away from Tielemans and Madders, and they can then use their skill to unlock the defence. So I thought he did that really well. I was just disappointed that we only had 1 shot on target. I think that was Barnes from outside the area.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think one thing as well, if there was a interview with the Times that Vardy had as well, which I just on a similar note we talked about Vardy, is that he doesn't go to the gym. I don't know if you saw that, James.
Yeah.
There was an interview with the Times, and he doesn't go to the gym for fear he'll put on muscle and lose his pace. And I just thought that was brilliant as well. The fact that, and he still, before every game, he has, I think it was 3 Red Bulls, a double espresso, and a ham and cheese sandwich, I think. And I was like, I guess maybe it's not the actual diet, it's just you don't want to be changing things, and that's one of the things he doesn't want to change. But again, some of the stats that came through as well, he was looking he's looking on tip-top shape, and Rodgers has got him into really good shape.
Yeah, totally agree with everything you're saying. So let's have a look at the Chelsea game. Chelsea big game. First time we're playing in pink. So everyone that's bought the pink shirts, we're wearing them Sunday, no doubt. Funny enough, on talking about pink shirts, I was talking to someone in the shop the other day, and they've ran out of most sizes. I don't think they thought it was going to be as big as it is, because every time I go down the King Power, I don't see a sea of blue anymore. I see mostly pinks and blues. So it'd be funny to see how we do in the pink strip. Chelsea, a great rival for years and years. Obviously more wins than us, going back historically, but obviously we've come better going forward now. A lot better than we used to be. 3 red cards in the past. I think I can remember one of them. So we know what kind of game to expect down there. I watched them Sunday, I watched them last night. Sunday they looked really good until they conceded, then their heads dropped. Last night was the N'Golo Kante show. He ran that midfield. Although it was too early, he just ran that midfield. Ones to watch on Sunday are him. Pulisic played last night. I think that's the first time I've seen him play. Looked really good. Obviously not as good as Hazard, but played the role really well. And then Giroud played up front, had a great game, I thought. Hustled their defence completely. Whether them 3 will play on Sunday, because they played in Turkey last night, it's a long way back. Whether they'll play, I don't know. But we all know N'Golo Kante runs for fun. So we can obviously see him playing on Sunday. But I'm not sure what team Lampard will put out. However, I will say Man United play a bit like us on the counter. Hopefully we'll play the counter again. And I can see us scoring goals, because their defence is terrible. It's very inexperienced. And if you run at them, it crumbles. So I think that's a great thing for us. We've got speed and abundance in that team, and we need to use it on Sunday to just destroy their defence. If we can get past Kante and co, I think it'll be a great game.
Yeah, that's the one issue I think with this thing, because they're at home turf. I think there's going to be a lot of noise for their for the fact that they're going to be so strong coming at us. They're going to be so up for it as well, and they're not going to sit back. They're going to try and hurt us and go for it from minute 1, depending on what team they put out. I still think they're on home ground. They're going to have to go, especially after them losing 2 games. Both, as you were saying, they played well in both games.
Yeah.
But that's the best way they play is Leicester's hand in that sense. If you hit us, then we can counter-attack you we've got the players and the speed in order to zip past people. The only person that's going to be a thorn in our side will be Kante. We've learnt that the hard way from selling us, and we've learnt that the best way from us basically winning the Premier League. So there is, as you can see on the screen now, the formations. So before we had Neil and James formation, now we've got 2 separate formations. So I've decided to go for, look at the screen now. So we've got Soyunchu, Evans, Chilwell and Ricardo, as you can expect, we're both on the same. Then I've gone for Chowdhury, Maddison, Tielemans, Perez, Barnes and Vardy. So the thinking behind that is to go for and Barnes to start trying to break up that face a bit more. And if we sorry, it's got a bit of feedback there. So Barnes was one of our best players coming on for last week. I think he was super strong. He led the line quite well, and he came in, formed a good partnership with Chilwell on that left hand side, and got a few blocks and got a few balls into the box in really dangerous areas. So this does mean one of the things that I've done, and as you Price just mentioned out now, was there is no room for Ndidi, and Ndidi looked really good, playing higher up the pitch than we were expecting as well. So the idea is, for this formation, you've got 2 number 10s kind of thing to kind of dislodge the wingers, and then Vardy to kind of take through the middle. So I think this position will work really well. But I know that James, you've gone for a slightly different formation.
I think last week's formation worked really well. I'd stick with it. Pretty much the same team as last week. Well, it is the same team as last week. I think we need to pack the midfield because of Kante, because they will pack the midfield as well. I think if we pack the centre of the park, Chilwell and Ricardo can bomb down them wings, because the centre will be packed. Get it out to the wings, get them whipping balls into Vardy and Perez, and score goals. Again, Soyunchu at the back gets the ball straight into Chowdhury. Chowdhury's distribution at pace is one of the best I've seen in a CDM. I know that Ndidi's great and world class, but Chowdhury's passing the ball, he's quick. He'll get the ball to Maddison, Tielemans, Perez and Vardy at speed. And as I said before, their defence is very, very inexperienced, and I think we can walk through that defence quickly. So I can see goals. We just need to try and combat their midfield threat.
Yeah, and especially with, I think they played Lonzo. Because they're playing Azpilicueta on the right, and I can't remember on the left. Might have been somebody new, but their wingers are going to bomb quite high. So I think if we that as much as we can. And there's one thing I have about your formation as well. I've realised Chowdhury and Ndidi will probably swap places.
Yeah.
Because Chowdhury's playing a lot deeper compared to Wilf. And Wilf actually, I remember one of the times the match today when I was watching the match, he won it very high up. So that's probably his best skill, to kind of win it high up, disrupt the play, then give it over to a Maddison or a Tielemans either side, as they can kind of, as they're the more creative player and they can kind of get it through to Vardy. But some of the plays, I think some of the passes as well last week, when the ball was getting into us and we were getting it out to either wing and we were trying to swing it in, was pretty good. We were just missing that final touch and that final finish. And that's the reason why I put Barnes in, because he's a striker. He's a winger come striker. He can get in the good positions. I think Rodgers taught him quite well. He's getting a different position to Vardy, because Vardy's going to take players out of the game, leaving. And as we saw from last week, Tielemans was completely blocked out. But because of a player like Barnes, they're not expecting to know what to do with him.
No.
He'll be free to then score the goals. But again, Stephen Price says, I'd love us to play 3-1-4-2, which is a very, very attack-minded, very, very top-heavy. But again, I think it'll be brilliant. But playing three at the back means we'll only have one of the centre-back. And I don't think we're really ready to go for a three at the back just yet. Maybe later, depending on the opposition. But for now, the way that Ricardo and Chilwell got on, it's looking great.
Yeah, I've also seen because obviously Prayet's due to come in any time now. And I know that when they were at Anderlecht, they used to play a 4-1-2-1-2 with him and Tielemans in the centre of Park, a CDM, attacking midfield in front of them, and then the two strikers. And the two wing backs would then bomb on as wingers as well. I think it'd be a great formation. I'm not sure how we would pull it off, but it's been tried and tested with Tielemans and Prayet in the middle. They work well together. They distribute well together. Maybe it's something Brendan's been working on the training ground. I don't know. But obviously he'd have to slot in somewhere soon. I could see probably him coming on the second half for Chowdhury maybe, or Ndidi, swapping them to around. But I think he's got a lot to give when he comes into the team as well.
Yeah, and I guess Tielemans has a lot to do with his transfer as well, because we've played with him before. But introducing him this late as a Premier League player, I think will... as much as he hits the ground running, I think it'll still be a lot of time for him to quite settle into the Premier League. Maybe Chelsea's not the best way to play him. Maybe they'll decide to change around the squad against a lower opposition. But for now, yeah, Pratt is looking pretty from what I've seen on YouTube, but every player looks pretty on YouTube. Like Musa looks pretty good. And then we saw what happened. Andy Price says, get what you're saying, but it's Will instead of Chowdhury for me. Got to find a place for Barnes. So where else would you put Barnes, and which formation would you play? Andy, if you want to leave that in the comments down below, that'd be brilliant. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with our formations and pretty happy with how the team's going to set out, especially with, I know last time we were playing this time last season under Puel with the two holding. This is a lot more attack-minded, a lot more with the wingers bombing off. And I think it's looking pretty awesome.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Really looking forward to Sunday. Obviously it's on Sky, big TV audience, and it's also Lampard's first home game, so let's trash the party, score lots of goals, and watch Sky going to a complete meltdown because they don't like us winning on Sky, do they?
Yeah. Well, well, I think on TV we always look a bit crap. I think the last few matches we played was not look great, but I'm really looking forward to this game. It's because of the notoriety of the Chelsea and how big they are, and how inexperienced Lampard is. We could hurt them quite badly, but at the same time, if they get a goal early, it'll be interesting to see how we recover from that.
Yeah, no, totally agree. So I think it'd be a good game. Obviously, Kante's going to be our worry. Giroud, I think Evans will know what to do with Giroud anyway if Giroud plays. Tammy Abraham's plays is quite quick, so soon she'll be able to handle that threat. Tammy Abraham's at the post. He missed a penalty yesterday, so I know that his confidence is probably shot, so it's probably a good time to start playing them. So I'm looking forward to it. Just want to say before we go, Neil, around Andy King going to Rangers. What are your views on that?
I think it's sad to see how he's been treated, and there's a 25-man squad been announced yet?
No, so I think the Premier League rules state that it's 24 hours after the window shuts, the UEFA window, and I think that's September the 1st.
Oh, right, so we've got a while, yeah, but the chances are he's going to go out. He's going to go out of the squad for this. It's sad to see him go, but I think we're probably subsidising quite a bit of his wages in order for him to go up to go up there. But it's do you know what? I wish him the best, and I don't think it's going to be on for. It's not going to be great for our squad at all. Unfortunately, and it's great. It's horrible to see him go because he's part of the furniture, and as much as I've grown up watching Leicester City, he's been one of the guys I'm essentially the Andy King era supporter. I've seen him from a kid to a man, essentially, at the same time I've grown up. Yeah. And I've been at games, so it's sad, but we want him the best. Yeah,
I think I'm with you. I think it's really sad. The main reason is, yes, he might not be a Premier League standard player anymore, or to the pace of the Premier League. But even when Madders came, he took Madders under his wing. You see them out together all the time. He gets all the young players together. He seems to be kind of mature head and helps them through the game. Because let's not forget, these players are on stupid wages. And he's been through all that. And I think he helps them. Even in training, you see them him giving him advice. And I think that's really good. And I hope the Leicester give him a tribunal, but I also hope so much that they're giving some kind of coaching role. And look at Rooney. Rooney's going to Derby, play a coach. I don't know why they've not done that with King. I think he'd be a great coach, especially for the young kids, the academies, the under-23s. I think he'd be brilliant, that kind of role.
I think, yeah, he would be, but I don't think he's willing, not that he's a money-hungry person, but I think he's only 30 or 31.
Okay.
So he's still 2 years in him to get football, and can always come back afterwards.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. I definitely agree, because he's been there, he's done it, and he's been through the system. But for now, I think he's going to go, right, well, if I've got the opportunity to earn more money, to go and play football, which is my hobby for so many years, he's away from the club, I'm going to do it.
Okay. No, I just wanted to bring that up because I just saw the news before we came online that he's about ready to sign his loan deal for Rangers. I think it'll be a good move for him. I think the Scottish Premier League's quite slow. I think he'll rip that to pieces. Let's hope he scores and then sticks a visa up at Chris Sutton against Celtic.
And what's his face? Neil Lennon as well.
Yeah.
So the Celtic really don't like us.
No, not at all. So I think that's it from us this week, Neil. Unless you've got anything to add?
No. Apart from it's a Sunday kickoff at 4:30.
Yeah.
So it'll be a late kickoff. So for anybody going down, that's going to be a hell of a commute. Good luck to you, because I know Anthony's going. So Anthony just mentioned something about King. He'll be doing some stuff for 100% as well. But apart from that, nothing else to really add, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to this game. It'll hopefully, we've not quite hit the ground running yet, but hopefully against Chelsea we can get some wind in our sails and Chelsea's a great opponent to play. We could really do some damage and hoping for a really high score.
Yeah, no, totally agree. So thanks, Neil, and I'll talk to you next week and hope everyone's enjoyed it.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks.
See you next week.